That's not right.
I'm not okay with it. I just think the
I'm
media
not
is
okay
lying
with it.
about it.
But
with it.
we're the media. We're the media too.
Yeah, and that's what I like. There's citizen journalists and reporters coming out, and I like them. I follow them more than I follow the mainstream, the big pharma-funded corporate government-run media. He who controls the narrative controls the people. I don't want to be controlled by them. That's why I tell people to read legislation. You want to know what's going on in your state? Read the bills. Go straight to the bills and then decide whether this is for you or this is for big government, which I don't want. I don't want to live in a communist country. I don't want to live in a tyrannical country. My family fled that. And this same stuff happens in those countries. They pit people against each other and they pull the strings at the top. And we don't need to give them the power.
So my question would be, and I believe, what was your color that you put up just now?
I put, because I don't like the definition of hate speech. They said, I'll tell you, I've been on media real quickly. I disrupted a drag queen story time for children because this is my tax money. Don't go and tell children that they're a mistake. I believe that's evil, okay? You're planting in their head that they are born in the wrong body. How are these kids, they're gonna be dysfunctional.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you.
And so
I'm
they
sorry,
said that what I was spewing out was hate speech in this thing. That's not hateful, that's loving, because I believe they were beautifully and wonderfully made by God.
You're bringing your story, and I realize this is the only perspective you can come from because it's yours.
I've lived it.
So what I was going to ask was, the reason why I asked what color would be, first of all, hate speech is not defined. There are dog whistles that happen that could be construed as hate speech. The reason why I said it should be protected is because we as people will come up with a different word to make something else, and guess what? All we're doing is building an 11-foot ladder for a 10-foot wall. So the protection now, the other part to it is, because it's protected, it does not mean that you cannot somewhere in your life, in your personal life, your friends, whatever, suffer consequences for that action, period. So I believe in the notion of free speech. So my question to you, the reason why I asked that was, in that same rhetoric, what do you feel about what happened with Jimmy Kimmel? Because that is a pure attack. So I would ask, actually, Chelsea, I would ask you, so to see that in a real time unfold, and if you look historically what has happened when there's an autocracy and you don't like, and mind you, there's so many to blame in this too. It's not just the FCC. This is also Disney, saying, guess what? I have a deal that's in place. This is much bigger than this. So my question would be, how would you say that, considering that he has been on the side of criticizing the current administration?
I hate the idea of anyone being canceled. I hate the idea that Trump's, Twitter was banned for so long, right? I think it's almost ironic, though, that everything happened with Jimmy Kimmel, and there's such a rush to defend him, like, oh my God, he was just saying words, he should still have this platform. And yet, the assassination with Kirk, like, he said things and people hated that and he got shot and people did celebrate that. So there just seems to be a double standard where Jimmy Kimmel should still have his show and be able to say whatever he wants. But then with people on the right, it's like so catastrophic if they say anything or if they speak out in their own way. So I just look back and I'm like, there's so much irony here. I don't think people should be killed over things. I don't think they should be canceled over things. I wish that, there was a late night show where we didn't have to talk about politics, where it was really like off the table. Like, I want relief from that. I feel like also like your situation, like you were saying, like people got to spend more time with you and it suddenly shifted from calling you this word to seeing you as a human.